Hey, what's up, gamers? This is Squirrely. Thank you guys so much for joining me as always on another Storytime video. In my last video, I told you guys a story about how I accidentally kind of scammed somebody many years ago. I was selling an unusual hat. It was gifted. I didn't know any better. I sold it to him full price. He paid full price, and kind of the whole scenario about me running into him again, feeling really bad. I apologized to the guy. I told him I didn't know any better, and I gave him a bunch of items, and that was just for me to kind of just feel better about myself, and I did something that I felt was scummy, even if it was completely on accident. So there was kind of a bigger life lesson that came from something just silly, from trading hats and playing this, silly hat simulator game, this first-person shooter, this war game that we all love and enjoy. But it reminded me of another story that happened in that exact same unusual trade server many years ago, something that I thought at the time was just silly, kind of wacky, wasn't a big deal. And then looking back on it later, I said, hey, you know what? There's another good life lesson there. So if you like these kind of videos and you guys want to show your support, all I ask is that you guys like the video. If you like it, subscribing helps as well, or leave a comment down below on what kind of other stuff you would like to see from me. So let's get into it. Something that I've always found kind of funny and interesting in the TF2 trading scene, and you also see this sometimes in casual, a lot of times with newer players, but definitely in trade service, kind of like for the younger crowd or newer traders, is you'll see people asking for free stuff. Like, not for a duplicate weapon you have or an extra item that you don't care about, something cheap. Like, they want your nice stuff. Like, can I have your earbuds? Can I have your max head? Hey, you have 2 max heads. Can I have one of them? It's like, wait, what? Now, this never bothered me, but I found it interesting that some people would ask for this because this is kind of the dream scenario for a newer trader or just anyone just to get free stuff, right? It's like the ultimate glory, free money, free stuff. You don't have to save up for it. You don't have to trade for it. You don't have to do any of the legwork. You can get an item that you really want for free. Well, that's exactly what happened in my story here in this trade server. Someone was quitting TF2 on the fly, on the spot, in an unusual trade server with a lot of other high-tier traders, and this guy had a very nice backpack, and he was giving away absolutely everything for free in the trade server live. I still remember that feeling of exactly when the guy jumped on the microphone and announced to the entire server, I'm quitting TF2, I don't have time to cash out, I don't even care to cash out, I spent too much time in this game, and I built up my backpack, I'm literally giving everything away for free, just trade me, I'll give you something before I go. And I was like, what? Is this a joke? But the guy was dead serious. You could tell in his tone of his voice. And other people were talking to him like, hey, give me this, give me this, give me that. And, basically, he had reserved some nicer items, some unusuals for some friends. He was going to give it away first. But pretty much everything else was open. He was giving away everything. And this guy had it wasn't worth thousands and thousands of dollars, but I think maybe a couple thousand, or at least a couple hundred, maybe $800, $900, some unusuals he's giving away. Then he had a lot of other nice weapons too. And this is many years ago, so there wasn't Australians, I don't even think, back then yet. This is how long ago it was. But he had a lot of these nice, strange, festive weapons, some of the other lower tier unusual effects, a lot of paints and things like that. Just nice items in general that go for a couple keys here and there. And he was just giving them all away. And I remember thinking, this is it. This is the dream come true, especially for a newer trader. At the time, myself being a newer trader, this is the perfect place at the perfect time. It's too good to be true. Can this really be happening? And I felt bad. Should I trade the guy? Is he setting me up? Is he going to call people out for wanting free stuff like everybody else? So I was kind of frozen. And then he was doing it. He was trading him. I could see the trades going through. People hey, thanks man. And he was giving away nice stuff. Things were 3, 4, 5 keys. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to jump on and do it too. So I did. I traded the guy, and I remember he was super fast. He didn't want to talk. He just put in a strange Ubersaw in the trade window, and I was trying to say, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. He didn't have time for that. He's getting way too many trades probably. He put it in, accepted it, boom, done. He's, gave away a bunch of other items, and then he's going to jump in another trade server, and just keep bouncing around to servers, giving stuff away until he's done. And I remember thinking, what was this guy's big rush? Because he made it seem like not only was he in a rush, he just had to get rid of these things quickly, but it sounded like he was really motivated to do something else. And I don't remember, he didn't say if it was school or work or whatever, but he's just saying I gotta focus, I'm just too burnt out and stressed out with these TF2 items. And basically he's saying he's kind of over it. He spent all this time and money and energy building up these virtual items, these things, right? That kind of this clutter. And he just wanted to be done with it, clear it from his conscience, get rid of them. Don't think about them. Don't worry about them. Don't take the time to try to cash out slowly and deal with scammers and hagglers. He's just get it over with, move on with my life. But he made it sound like he was moving on to this bigger thing. He really had to focus, whether it was school, university, a new job, a relationship, starting a business. I have no idea. Sports, maybe, baseball or football season was coming around. I have no idea. But I just thought at that time, haha, this guy gave me some for free. I got you. I got the right place at the right time. It paid off for me. Good for me. But then thinking wait a second, what happened to this guy where he felt so inclined to give away, hundreds, maybe even a couple $1,000s worth of stuff just to random people and to his friends and then just peace out? I was like, what is he doing? And it made me think back later, because here's where I think the life lesson comes in, because what I realized at the time was different than what I realized a little bit later. And what that was is that my happiness, my joy, my excitement was literally gone the instant I sold the item. Like, it felt like it never even happened. This guy gave me a stranger Ubersol. I got my key. My backpack like went up in value, technically like 1 key in like 2 minutes. That was great. It felt great. You know, that was a big deal for me at the time. Like, a key was like a lot to me at that time. And then that was it. It was over. It was like nothing ever happened. And I felt like kind of hollow or empty, or however you want to say it. Like, all that excitement and fun was just gone. It felt like it didn't even happen at all. It was so fast, so quick. But all the energy and excitement and joy I felt building up to that was all the fun part. As soon as it actually happened and it passed, it was like gone. I don't know. It kind of takes me to the story, or, you know, the phrase about the chase is often better than the catch. And it really is. Sometimes, you know, getting what you want, it's like, well, that's it. That's really not what I wanted. And then also it made me think, like, free things aren't really that great. Even if the guy gave me a free unusual worth 50 keys or 100 keys, I would have had that same exact emotion. Now, of course, you know, the bigger the item, it could have been a golden pan, you know, that's maybe a little bit different. That's like a huge chunk of money that could change the lives of some people, especially if you're younger, you know, invest that money or use it to pay for school or whatever. But in general, if you get something for free, the joy is very, very short-lived, and you don't put much value on it because it was for free, right? That's kind of the joy, the benefit of having a job, working for something, earning something. I'm sure we all have something in your house or TF2 backpack that's maybe not expensive per se, but it means so much to you because there's a story with it, there's a journey with it, and someone can give you something for free and you don't really care about it that much because it doesn't have any value. There's nothing sentimental about it. There's nothing special about it. It's something that you just got, it appeared, now it's gone, and then that's it. Like, there's no real joy in getting something for free, and I learned that lesson from a silly trade in a TF2 server. The other thing that I find super interesting that I keep looking back on and thinking about over and over again is, what is this guy doing now? I'm so curious to what happened to this guy, because at the time, you know, at the moment, I could care less, right? No one's like wondering what this guy's doing. You're just like, you know, you're young, you're a newer trader, you're like, gimme, whatever I can get for free is great. You're kind of just like trying to milk the system, right? And when you're younger, you're like, what can I do for the least effort for the biggest output, right? Like, how can you maximize least effort for the biggest reward? And that's the mentality. It's fine to have that when you're younger, I think. But eventually you learn the benefit of work and, you know, respecting things and putting value on things that are more important in your life. And it was just wild to see this guy who was so passionate about giving away all these things that he had saved up for, he traded for, he put in all this energy. These are his things. He liked them. He enjoyed them. They were personal to him, even though they're virtual pixels. And he was, you know, mature enough, I guess, or, you know, motivated enough to just give them all away. Cold turkey, take them all. I don't care. I got bigger things to focus on in my life. And I'm sure it happens all the time, you know, on Steam. People quit Steam or just disappear from video games, and you never really know why. But to see it like live, I could hear it in the guy's voice, I could see him in game, and I saw it happening in real time. It was just kind of honestly inspirational. It also reminds me of a quote or a line you guys have probably heard before. It comes from a movie known as Fight Club, and it goes a little something like this: the things you own begin to own you. And that's absolutely true, right? You could put that and extrapolate that to whatever level you want, your real life items, your virtual items. There becomes a time where the things you collect, the things you want that you think is part of your world or your personality or your persona end up kind of owning you, and it becomes more of a negative than a positive. So that helped me a little bit become more of a minimalist as well in my life, focusing on the things that are really, really important, you know, like family, friends, you know, things and hobbies that you enjoy. And part of that for me is making TF2 videos and playing with my friends and stuff. So hopefully you guys like this kind of stuff. So thank you guys for joining me as always on the Storytime video. Hopefully I will run into you in a TF2 server someday eventually, or at least in the next YouTube video. So keep a lookout for that. And yeah, have a great day. If you guys like my stuff and you want to support me, liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, all that other stuff goes a long way to motivate me and also help TF2 in the YouTube algorithm. So take care. See you guys soon. Peace.
I'm about to have. Okay, let's go. I use. Ooh, kaboom! Dirty.